So as I was saying earlier, the video feed got interrupted because ironically my father called me. And so that project is in a remote area, the Treehouse project. It's fully booked out. It has huge amount of press. And the prices are fairly low actually for what kind of press it gets. And that's probably because it's in a remote area. Now, if you imagine having that kind of a project around here, where we paid for one night, the top end of that project's, the Treehouse project, we paid 70 euros or something a night here in Poiana Brasov. If we had a Treehouse project where our plot of land is, which is just 1 kilometer from around about here. Now we're at the edge of Brasov. We just came out of the car park. I stopped so I can take that phone call. And now, as you look forward, you're gonna see a sign to the left, which is towards Rizhnov. This is the sign towards our plot. Now, I'm taking a left here, and you can see here is still the final hotels and chalets around Poiana Brasov, right? So this is probably the outskirts of where people book rooms right now. Here's some more. So we're heading towards Rizhnov area. You see here that there's a guard on the right, so no land, not a lot of things can be developed on the right here, right? You still have a couple of developments on the left. So this is the outskirts, still fully booked around here. And you can imagine that, you know, people come to these kind of places, to ski. So if you want to ski, you want to be close to the ski slopes. If you want to enjoy nature like we just did, you're not really interested in skiing, we come out of the city to come recharge, then, you know, you probably want something remote. You want something in nature, like we were looking at with those tree houses, right? And we ended up coming to Brasov instead. Now, I think I mentioned earlier, but there's a shitload of tourists currently in Brasov, Poiana Brasov, and it's not even the peak season. So all throughout here, you might be able to develop some things on the right and to the left. It gets harder, as you can see. The terrain is not easy to develop around here. So take note of the video minutes that you're in from the moment that we took that turn. That's how long it takes basically from our plot to Poiana Brasov, where people go to eat, and you saw all the activities around there. Ski. So we're coming close to our plot, the beginning of our plot. You see the guardrails here, hard to develop to the left. On the right, you see a huge slope. You see how much excavation has to happen so you can actually create an entrance to develop the plots to the right of us. So really the only viable development option, construction option, is around about where our plot starts at the valley that you're about to see. So our plot is probably starting to the right from us now, around about here. We have about 100 meters frontage on this road to the right. So probably around here, sorry, maybe I was a bit early. So around about here it starts. You see already that the land is a little bit flatter around here. Now we do have that elevation, and this is our plot to the right, as you can see. This is where the valley begins. This is the Poiana Valley. As you can see up there, more developments. It's probably the most logistically logical areas to develop, especially without the infrastructure that is currently. So people would have developed in those huts that you see up there. Now this is the excavation, or the exploratory road, which goes all the way to the Silver Mountain Valley. The plots to the right, we don't own this corner on the right, as you know. Our plot starts around about here, where the land plateaus. And you see up here is our little plateau. To the left, you'll see that people are camping here and having a little picnic and a fire. That's normal. You see that in all seasons in our plot because this is a popular little area for people to go explore and to go hiking. To the right is our plot. You see the degree of elevation of our plot, so it's not as sloped as other areas. It does get more sloped as you go up, and then there's a plateau. So this is the border of the plot to the right of us. All this is our plot to the right still. You see all the nature around, so it's very exclusive. You have our natural tree line to the right of our plot, which protects and isolates and makes our plot and potential development private. So here, that road over there that you can see ahead of us continues all the way to Poiana, to Silver Mountain. And I'm just going to turn around because I'm not in the best car to go exploring at this time of the year. And I have a hungry pregnant wife next to me that wants to eat. Oops. So if you look straight forward, those are the Bucej mountain views. So that's the views that our plots are going to have. To the left, if you see here. Now we had a sign, and I just noticed that it's not there anymore. It does come down because of weather conditions, so I'm going to be calling our local guys here to set the sign up. And that's pretty much the picture, as you can see. So, you know, I was speaking, and we spent some time now speaking to local developers, an investment company that's quite active, and they're going into developing office space, and they've done a number of residential projects. And they said, look, you've already missed the second wave, right? Whatever was meant to be developed residentially has already been developed, and next year is going to start slowing down again. But as you can see, in terms of tourism, Romania in general and this area is growing and growing and growing. They're investing in infrastructure, the car park. They're expecting more tourism from locally and abroad. And, you know, they're lacking concepts. Right now, they're lacking interesting concepts because, you know, things are pretty much the same. You can't develop up in Poiana Brasov because of the restrictions. And, you know, the place basically is craving for something that stands out and differentiates. Now, it's not the crazy returns that we had imagined, but it's potentially a nice, you know, cash flow business to build a complex of chalets here and tree houses, just like that other project, and to charge a premium because of how close it is to the main attraction center. So if you can imagine American tourists, which there are a lot of right now in Poiana Brasov and in the old town center, wanting to stay out here and really absorb all this nature and to be in nature and not be close to all the other things and facilities going on there. And because of being so close, paying a premium for that. We paid 70 euros for one night for something that had a little equestrian center, so it's slightly higher. It was still a bit further out from the main town. It was about, I don't know, like a 5-minute ride, so a little bit less than ours, but still further away from the main attraction area. And people are paying a premium here. It's fully booked all the time. So if you had something interesting around here, you would probably make it work. So that's it. Thank you very much. I'll see you next time.